The other day, Rainn Wilson asked if we could define happiness in less than 10 words. I thought it was an interesting question. It's one that I've asked myself before, and I thought that my Facebook friends and Twitter followers probably hadn't heard the question because they don't follow Rainn Wilson on YouTube. So I posed it to them, and these are some of their answers. Miranda writes, knowing that in this moment you want for nothing. A friend of mine, Lydia, writes simply 10 words. They're not in any particular order. Now, authentic, journey, grateful, breath, joy, tenderness, child, parent. There are some pretty sweet ones like pixel laughing, and that was just by a friend of mine, not me or my girlfriend. Or the Helen and James definition was basically each other. Helen's being James, James being that on November 12th he's marrying the love of his life. Pretty freaking sweet. Now those are interesting and thoughtful and great responses, but the one that really struck me and created a conversation was one that Brittany Simon put together on Twitter. So the question Brittany brought to the table was, do we all deserve to be happy? Her argument being that our happiness can sometimes infringe on other people's happiness. From what I can gather from our interactions on Twitter, her view is that because humans are inherently flawed and our interactions are never perfect, we must be causing misery to each other by trying to attain our own happiness, because happiness is dictated by the individual. Now, the part that I don't agree with is that we are not responsible for each other's happiness. We're only responsible for our own happiness, and therefore I cannot bring you misery. You cannot bring me misery. That's not the way it works. You can bring me heartache, you can bring me sadness, you can disappoint me, but bringing me misery is a bit too hyperbolic, and I give you too much credit. The alternative, of course, is that I take care of myself, and you take care of yourself, and then we can all be happy. Happiness is something that only I can dictate to myself, and only I can control. I can control how sad or upset I get about something, but I cannot control how you react to something, and I shouldn't feel responsible for that either. We cannot be dependent on other people for our own happiness. We cannot be dependent on other people for anything in life. It is really up to us. Now, does that mean we shouldn't be caring for each other? Absolutely not. But what I do think is that we cannot be responsible for other people. We cannot let other people's attitudes dictate how I feel about myself or how I go about my day, really. If you want to be happy, it's up to you. As for my definition of happiness, it's presence. Here, now. Some might call it contentedness. This is the end grid. If you want to participate in those conversations that I was talking about, there's links to my Facebook and Twitter in both the description box and in annotations. Also, there's links to 2 more videos that I think are pretty good about happiness, fate, human stuff. And also, if you'd like to, and you like what I do here, you can go ahead and click the subscribe button, because that's always fun and good. And I'll see you guys in a few days.